guys, I'm Kim and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. It means the world. If you haven't guessed by the title of this video, this is my March 2023 budget wrap up. So this video is not only late for me, but it's also very over budget, overspent. Just giving you a heads up. The reason that it is, only being put up halfway through the following month is because I've just been ridiculously busy and exhausted and tired. We've had family over from New Zealand. I've had my baby shower. We've had lots of do's, events, planning, life. I'm also currently 28 weeks pregnant and just constantly feeling tired and exhausted and all of the above, and just struggling to find the energy to do these sorts of things, but I love doing it. So here I am, getting ready to update you for the month on my March 2023 wrap up. So like I said, spoiler alert, definitely overspent, but on the bright side, we brought in some additional income, which you will see reflected in the spreadsheets. And we were still able to save and distribute some really good amounts of cash to our sinking funds for the month. So if this is something that interests you, then make sure you stick around and check out my wrap up. For the March budget wrap up, I'm going to explain a little bit about how our income comes in. So my income is monthly, and the figure doesn't change, and currently Ben's income is wages and he gets paid per hour, so his income can fluctuate from week to week depending on what shift that he's on. So I get paid on the 15th of every month and Ben gets paid every Wednesday. So for the month of March there were actually 5 Wednesdays in the month, therefore it was a higher income month for us. Right, so with all that being said and done, I just want to let you know that we also have an other income line, and this is any other funds that will come in for the month that are over and above our paid jobs. So we plan to bring in $10,440 for the month, and we actually brought in $12,198.75 for the month. So this was an extra $1,758.75. So obviously we're very happy to have been able to do that. That actually really all came from other income, because we had pre-ordered a few things like back in October last year that we never received and got refunds for. I also sold my GoPro, as well as selling a few other bits and pieces on Marketplace. So with refunds and selling things, we brought in additional income for the month. Okay, so moving on to the budgeted versus actual for the month. We plan to spend $2,425.85 on our mortgage, which is exactly what we spent. We put $50 towards my extra super contributions, $50 extra towards Ben's super contributions. I've kind of put a little bit of a halt at the moment on the investing. Still trying to work out what platform and how we want to use all of that and what we want to do. And when we get further down, you'll see that we were hugely overspent in some other areas. And if you have watched my previous videos, you know that I am currently pregnant with a baby due in July. We're just, every extra penny counts at the moment, which I'm sure you can relate to. And like I said, we didn't have the greatest month. We planned to spend $125 for electricity. We actually spent $210, which was $85 more than what we planned. Planned to spend $75 on gas, and that's what we spent. Water we spent $75. Council rates we spent $150. Foxtel and internet we spent $240. My phone was $126. Ben's phone was $85. Moving into the insurances and registration section, so we spent $105 on our health insurance, $127.25 on home and contents insurance, $56.75 on my car insurance, as well as $70.74 on Ben's car insurance. We spent $47.13 on my car rego, as well as $47.13 on Ben's car rego. Moving on to our subscriptions, we spent $17.99 on Canva, $6.99 on Amazon Prime, $14.99 on OnePass, $11.99 on Google Play, $15.99 on Netflix, $11.99 on Spotify, $14 on Stan, and $15.95 on Xbox. So now I'm going to move into the variable section, which is where, yeah, things just got messy. So we knew for the month of March it was going to be harder to budget for because we had a lot going on. We had Ben's stepdad's 70th birthday, and we also had all of his family over from New Zealand, and there was a big party and lots of outings and dinners and events and functions and lots of catch-ups and just things out and about around the house. We also had everyone here at our place for like a big dinner, barbecue catch-up where we provided everything, and yeah, just like lots of things going on. And we also had I think we had an engagement party. We had, while we were preparing for my baby shower, gosh, what else was there? Feels like a distant memory now. I can't think of it, but every single weekend in March was jam-packed full. We had things on, people to see, things to do, and it was an expensive month. So we planned to spend $250 on fuel, and we actually spent $268.71. So we were $18.71 over budget. For groceries and household, we planned to spend $1,150, but we actually spent $1,319.20, $169.20 over budget for groceries. We planned $350 for dine out and takeout, and we actually spent $957.15, which was $607.15 over budget. So huge. Entertainment, we budgeted $200, and we actually spent $553.21. So that was $353.21 over budget. With our splurge money, we actually came in under. So planned $1,040, and we actually spent $1,012, which was $28 under budget. So the splurge money, if you're new here, we get 5% of each other's pays put into our personal accounts every single pay, which is no questions asked spending. So I can buy whatever I want with it without consulting my husband. My husband can buy whatever he wants without consulting me, and we don't have to come to each other and like ask to spend money as such. So yeah, like, as you can see there, on average it works out to be about $500 a month each that we get to spend on whatever we want. We find that works for us. I mean, of course, it would always be nice to have more, but you've got to like cut it off somewhere, right? So we did plan to spend $7,009.74 for the month. We actually spent $1,165.01. So that was $1,155.27 more than what we'd budgeted for. So yeah, that is definitely a huge amount of overspend. Like, of course, like, you know, it's a bit disappointing to see those figures, but as I said up above, we ended up bringing in like an additional $1,700 for the month, which more than balanced this figure out, and we're still able to add money to savings and sinking funds and whatnot. But yeah, it was really, really a big overspend, and I suppose like poor planning and budgeting on my behalf, because I obviously underestimated the amount of activities and things that we were going to be doing during the month of March that were going to push us to overspend in our planned spending category. Anyway, let's get on to a little bit of exciting news now. So with our sinking funds for the month, we budgeted to save $3,430.26, and we were actually able to save $4,033.74, which was $603.48 more than what we planned. So even with the overspend, we were still able to save extra due to the other income that we brought in. So now what I'm going to do is talk you through the actual sinking funds, where we allocated them, what we spent, and where the sinking funds were at for the end of the month. Okay, so not only was March a big month for everyday living expenses, it was also a big month for sinking fund expenses, because we are still on the tail end of getting ready for our little boy to arrive. And we, like I said, had a baby shower, we had lots of gifts and presents, and just lots of bits and pieces that were due and had to be bought and purchased and paid for this month. So the first line in our sinking funds is my maternity leave. So our goal was to save $20,000 for that time that I'm going to have off, which is a bit over 12 months, to have as money that we can access there that's over and above my maternity leave and the payments that I will receive from the government, to be able to dip into, to not necessarily compromise our current lifestyle. At the start of the month we had $18,000. I was able to add $1,000 to this fund, which gives us $19,000. So definitely got on the way to filling that fund up. We have 3 more months before baby arrives, so we're definitely going to reach that before he's here. We started the month off with $10,944.57 in emergency savings. We did not add anything to this month, this month, but what I did do is redistribute and move some of the funds around that have changed for us in our sinking funds, and moved some over to our emergency savings, because we just had been adding a bit more to other funds that wasn't totally necessary. So that bumped that up to $11,224.57. In our nursery fund, when we started with $7.70 and 7 cents, I added $350 for the month, and we spent $1,094.24 for the month, leaving us with $25.83 in this fund. I think we have a bit more to purchase in April, so I will definitely be adding more funds in April to that, just to finish off those bits and pieces to make sure we have everything we need for when a little man arrives. I had $102 in my baby shower fund at the start of the month. We added $413.05. We spent $515.50, which zeroed out that fund, and I had my baby shower on the 1st of April. So that line will no longer exist in the April budget, because everything was paid for in March and expensed. All the catering, the decorations, anything you can think of was all done and dusted in the month of March. So we zeroed that fund out, and yeah, had an amazing baby shower, which was really, really good. Holiday, we had $300, added nothing, because we still haven't 100% decided on what, when, and if we are actually going to be doing a holiday this year, just with baby coming and everything like that. So yeah, still trying to just work out what the new normal is going to be. When I said we redistributed the funds, I took it out of the holiday fund and put it into the emergency savings. I did not add anything to the fund this month. Sorry, I stuffed that up. So yeah, we currently have nothing in the holiday fund. For gifts, we started with $244.64, added $250. We spent $354.85 on gifts for the month, and that left us with $139.79 for the month in the gift fund. For car maintenance, started with $247.25, added $150, giving us $397.25. For Christmas, just added $50, taking the Christmas fund to $150. In the miscellaneous fund, we did add $367.77, and we spent $447.14. So this is kind of where the extra overspending came in for the month as well. but that left us with $22.27 in the budget. Added 50 to medical, we spent $140. That gives us $117.94 in that budget at the moment. Dog medical, we added to $65.14 and we spent $615.14, which zeroed that out. So I'm not sure if any of you remember, but back in December, my little Chihuahua Cross Maltese had to have ACL surgery, and this was her second follow-up x-ray post-op, which was a little bit cheaper than the last one because the second scan was $700 and something. But on the bright side, everything came back all clear, and we know unless she shows signs of not being okay, we don't actually have to have any more scans now, and they're happy with how she's healing. So yeah, another big expense for the month. We added $138 and $78 to home improvements, and that's exactly what we spent, which zeroed that fund out. Added $350 to clothing, spent $325.49, leaving us with $30.45. So that was me kind of stocking up on some of those maternity essentials for myself, clothing wise, and just postpartum-y kind of bits and pieces. With the annual credit card fee, we added $129, which got us to the $279 that will be required when the annual credit card fee rolls around this month. For grooming, we added $200. So grooming for dogs and also their food and stuff like that. Added $200 and spent $181.42, leaving us with $18.57. Personal grooming, so for myself and Ben, so when he gets his beard done, my hair, my nails, his hair, all of that sort of stuff, we added $215. We actually spent $367.90, leaving us with $1.10 in that budget. Added $30 to garden, didn't spend anything, so we still have $30 in the garden fund. Added $20 to ambulance cover, giving us $40. Added $15 to my RAA, giving us $30. Added $15 to the emergency services levy, giving us $25. $15 to the dog rego, also giving us $25, and another $10 to the Ring doorbell subscription, giving us $20 in that fund. So at the end of March, in our sinking funds, we had a total of $31,596.80. So that figure is all one account. It's an offset account attached to our home loan, and I just keep track of what we have in each fund from this spreadsheet. So I don't necessarily have a fund, a bank account for every single one of those categories. I just use this spreadsheet to manage it. So if we want to do a bit of a summary for the month, we can see here a percentage breakdown of where all of our money went. So we spent 19.89% of our income this month went towards our debts. 0.82% went to investing in extra super contributions. 7.88% went towards utilities. 3.72% went to insurances and registrations. 0.93% went to subscriptions. Daily living expenses was 25.4%. Splurge is 8.3%. Sinking funds was 33.07%, which was the highest one, which is nice to see. So yeah, that's kind of a breakdown percentage for the month where I can visually see where our money went. So I'm pretty happy with that. Debt was under 20% this month. I knew we had a big month in our living expenses, but having said all that, we still managed to put the largest portion towards our sinking funds and savings. So generally, pretty happy. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you a quick breakdown from our net worth tracker for the month. How we track the net worth is the total cost of all of our assets minus our liabilities, which will give us the net worth for the month. So our house is currently valued at around $560,000. Ben's super is currently sitting at around $91,500. My super, I have two separate accounts. So one is at $10,521.92. The other is at $75,603. The offset account for savings was sitting at $27,563, and the offset every day was sitting at $5,452. My vehicles valuation I get off carsales.com, and this is what they stated for this month. So $24,500 for our Mazda, $23,600 for the Subaru, and we have approximately $800 in investments at the moment. So that gave us a total asset value of $819,539.98. And our liabilities were the mortgage, owing $397,606.58. When I subtracted the liabilities from the assets, that gave us a current net worth of $421,933 for the month. And that were the previous month, we were sitting at $417,991.71. So our net worth for the month, despite all the spending, increased by $3,941.69. So in general, pretty happy with that. I think a couple of months back, our net worth actually went down. So it's nice to kind of see it coming back up now. And then over this side is just where I track every single thing that we spend, write the total down, and then allocate it to one of the funds, which gets transferred over to this side of the spreadsheet. All right, so that was it, the big March 2023 budget wrap up. Yeah, like I said, was not lying, definitely went over in our spending, but also managed to save a decent amount of funds and allocate to the sinking funds, even if we did spend a lot out of those sinking funds. We were also still able to increase our net worth for the month, which was amazing, considering everything that went on. Yes, so generally overall, considering circumstances, still happy with where we're at. If you enjoy this kind of videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that little bell, and that way you'll get notified of my videos in the future. Also, if you liked the spreadsheet that I was using to track, I do actually have it available in my Etsy store, which is linked down below. It is a small fee. It is an instant download to Excel, and it is pre-populated with the formulas and bits and pieces that you will need. It is not 100% the same as my budget spreadsheet because it is tailored and unique to me, the one that I use, but this one is very, very similar. And if you want to get started on your budgeting journey, yeah, it's definitely an easy template to use. And there is also a video that is linked with it on this YouTube channel that talks you through how to set it up and how to use it. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested, that is linked down below. And that's it from me, guys. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And I will be back soon, I'm sure, with more content. Until next time, bye.